The editors in the purple bars and the blue are much larger. The editors in the rest of the world think they're going to need to get as much as half of their revenue very soon, next 5 years, from digital sources. So why are they all saying this? Because, yes, we've been in a recession, but beyond that, we are in something much bigger, a new transformational age of digital media. This slide shows how media consumption becomes more digital with each generation. It's from Japan. It could be from any industrialized country. See what the number one media source is among the very young, 10 to 19, top, the big green bar. It's mobile media. And then the next one down, the big pink bar, that is PC. So you start out with your mobile media and move on to the PC. The trends remain fixed. More media usage, more digital, less traditional. So what does this mean for your communities? Let's look at a simplified version of our media ecosystem graphic. I have here the report Alberto mentioned, Informing Communities, done by the Knight Commission on the Information Needs of Communities in a Democracy. This is the first major commission to look at news and information since the creation of public broadcasting. So if you haven't read the report or the recommendations, please take a look at them. As a journalist, you know that some of the best stuff is in the footnotes and in the appendix of any report. So let me call your attention to Appendix 1. And in Appendix 1, the Commission lists 8 information elements a healthy community should have. So what we did before this conference is we asked you to tell us whether or not you agreed or whether or not you disagreed that your community had each of the 8. So what we'll do is we'll register your opinions on our simplified ecosystem map. Just so that we didn't go off on any tangents, we did this in the spirit of Deerfield, and we took the tigers away for now. Element number 1. Most government information and services for my city can be found through a clear, easy-to-use portal. Think about your city. Clear, easy-to-use portal. Survey said you disagreed. That's the big blue bar. And a lot of you strongly disagreed. This really bothers me as a journalist because this is our information. It's public information. But when was the last time City Hall asked you for some advice in improving the public's website? In Little Deerfield, the website of the volunteers is many times more widely used than the town's website. So given the importance of a clear portal, what does this lack of public information do to our ecosystem? I've taken out the stream. It's black, no more stream. Element number 2. Government in my city has a policy and practice of offering public information openly and holding meetings openly. You said yes. Most of you, a majority of you said yes. So on our ecosystem map, we'll leave the sun turned on. As a former newspaper editor, though, I have to tell you that this perception, how should I put this? This perception, however valid, is at odds with National Sunshine Week research that says that as many as 80% of the local governments violate their own open records and meeting laws. So you might want to take another look. But it's your ecosystem we're talking about here, so the sun is still on. Number 3, quality journalism in your city, growing in volume, shrinking, or staying the same? You all thought that was a pretty easy question this time. 75% of you, when you look at the green bar there, said shrinking. The last time we asked you this was in 2008. At that time, only 41% of you said that quality journalism in your community is shrinking. This time it's nearly double just 2 years later. That reflects what's happening in the world of traditional journalism, the loss of as many as 10,000 daily newspaper journalists just in the last few years with all of the downsizing. It is getting harder and harder for newspapers, in the words of Jack Knight, to get the truth and print it. So to symbolize the decline of these community institutions, there go the trees. You can see where this is headed. Local websites where ordinary citizens can debate community events, you said, mostly we have them, but it's almost 50-50. So we took out about half the birds and left about half the birds. And I saw some of you this morning who are working on these kinds of projects, and I hope you'll talk to each other about your experiences. Next element, vibrant libraries or other centers where people can learn digital literacy and get access to the internet. You said, yes, we have vibrant libraries or community centers, and it was a strong majority. But even though that's true, a fourth of you said, well, not in my town. So we'll keep the jumping frog in our graphic. Remember how the Deerfield project came out of the Friends of the Library? Libraries and other community centers are places to build on. Next one, easy to find information on issues I think are important, like health, job, environment, quality of life issues. You were split. Mostly, though, you said no. Quality of life information seems pretty important. So as foundation leaders, that's something to think about. Not all of our news and information projects need to be the killer application that saves the future of journalism. Some can just tell people what's going on, some things that they want to know. Still, most of you said that that's not going on in your communities, so there goes the underbrush. Now, next is the schools are teaching media literacy. Well, that's a big no from you with an even bigger I don't know factor. Look at that giant red bar at the bottom. We can tell you from national reports that we've seen that nationally the answer seems to be no. There's a lot of teaching to the test these days, and the test, by and large, doesn't care if you know civics or news literacy or many other things we hope American citizens of the 21st century will know. So that one was a little cloudy, so we took out the clouds. And now the eighth element, high-speed, affordable internet available to everyone in my city. Your answer, by the largest margin in the entire survey, is no. And when you add up disagree and strongly disagree, 76% of you said, no, we don't have universal broadband. The Knight Commission says you're simply a second-class citizen if you don't have equal access to high-speed internet. In this day and age, even McDonald's requires online job applications. It's hard to know what else needs to be said on this. What kind of a country would this be if 76% of you said there were no public streets or roads in your community? In the digital age, access to the information superhighways upon which all future global innovation and commerce will rely is as crucial as physical infrastructure was in the last century. So it's a really, really big topic, and we chose to wipe out the sky.